Good afternoon. My name is Christopher Garton-Zavesky. I'm the choirmaster and organist at the Immaculate Heart of Mary Oratory in San Jose, California. This is an apostolate of the Institute of Christ the King, Sovereign Priest. As I'm recording this on the 23rd Sunday after Pentecost, this means that we are now 2 weeks from the start of Advent. And that's where I want to focus just for a moment. Advent is, as it were, the 9th month of Mary's pregnancy. That is, this is now the final preparation for the birth of Jesus in Bethlehem. And the music, therefore, takes on certain qualities. Among the ideas that I emphasize here are the voices with less assistance, because the human voice is the first and most important voice at the Mass. The organ, it's true, is reduced to what's necessary to support the singing. So, for the ordinaries, we will use the organ, but less than usual, because in the season of Advent, we have some serious preparation to do. But the season doesn't lack for cheerful opportunities. It is, after all, the preparation for the birth of the Christ child, and that's a time of excitement. Well, this year at the Oratory, we have several things aside from just the Sunday Masses scheduled. One of them that we have is a Mass on the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe on December 12th. Another is a Rorate Mass on one of the Saturdays, in Advent. And, of course, we have the Immaculate Conception on December 8th. Now, if Advent is a season of reflective preparation, that partly explains why the introit for the first Sunday begins with the text, Ad te levavi anima meum, Deus meus in te confido, non erubescam. To thee, O Lord, I lift up my soul. By God, I put my trust in you. Do not let me be put to shame. Our choir will sing one thing before Mass starts, though, and that won't be an Advent hymn. It'll be a psalm tone setting of the psalm which begins, Nisi Dominus edificavere te domum, unless the Lord build the house, in vain do his laborers labor. Because this is a work of severe, maybe that's the wrong word, it's a period of very intense preparation. And unless the Lord bless our work, nothing will come of it. Nothing at all will come of it. So, it's our custom to sing as many of the ordinaries, the Gregorian chant ordinaries, as we can. In Advent, we'll sing Mass 17 for the Sundays in Advent, but we'll also sing Mass 9, which is called Cum Jubilo, for the Immaculate Conception. And for the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe, we have planned Mass 10, which is also for Feast of Our Lady, but a very different feel to it. And then as we get close to Christmas itself, there's so much to do, and customs in many places tell us that we should be singing a hymn called Veni Emmanuel. It's our custom here to sing that hymn only inside the octave before Christmas itself. because those antiphons, the verses of Betty Emmanuel, are the antiphons for the Magnificat at Vespers during that time period. So that's why we sing it then. Just before I finish today, I thought I would comment on something that this choir has planned for Christmas itself. As some of you may know, there are 3 distinct masses for Christmas Day. There's the Mass at midnight, there's the Mass at dawn, and there's the Mass during the day. Well, those 3 Masses have 3 very different feels to them. The Mass at midnight really is very much still just emerging from Advent. Mass at dawn, which is sung very rarely, we've never sung it here, but the Mass at dawn is a much brighter piece, much brighter, wrong word, much brighter set of music. And then when we get to the Christmas Mass during the day, with the text "Puer natus es nobis," "Boy is born for us," the chant does the equivalent of bringing out a brass quartet for a parade. Right? It's a big announcement, and the chant does this periodically throughout the year. There are several very striking parts of the propers which do that. Well, this year we're going to be singing William Byrd's Mass for 3 voices for midnight Mass. We had hoped to be able to sing the whole of the Mass this year. We'll end up singing the Gloria from Mass 2. And we'll end up singing Mass, the Credo 1, excuse me. But the following morning, then we will have a joyful Gregorian chant Mass. I don't know how many of you know anything about William Byrd, but he wrote music at a time when it was illegal to be Catholic in England. And so it makes very good sense in my mind to have the Byrd Mass as the one at midnight when we still have to be sort of secretive. And then just one last thought, which is that Christmas carols are a whole season full of hymns to honor the coming of the Christ child. So we'll be singing Christmas carols before Mass mostly, through the season, and not merely Christmas carols on the day itself. There's some very beautiful Christmas carols which many people forget. Among my favorites are Good King Wenceslas, which coincides with the Feast of St. Stephen, which it mentions. The Coventry Carol, which is attached specifically to the 28th of December, the Feast of Holy Innocents. The last of the carols that I'll mention, which we will sing during the course of Mass, we'll sing it over several weeks, actually, is the hymn Puer natus in Bethlehem, which has 14 verses, and it continues through the season. Sometimes I think that our society likes to have Christmas all done by the morning of the 26th, but it's a whole season, and I encourage any of you who are hearing this to keep that season all the way through, so that when we come out of the end of the season, you're ready for the other work, which awaits you. So let me speak just very quickly about a long-term goal that we have here. What I'm hoping to build is 2 separate scholas. One is a men and boys Schola, and the other is a women and girls Schola. And as we are able, as the members of the Oratory family come forward and help in that regard, we get closer and closer to establishing a musical heritage which shall stand up very well, but in a new way. I wish you a fruitful Advent and a blessed Christmas season.